to Austria for the Styrian Mountains here, for where the land of trees, where the trees are as high as the sky and the sky is as low as the trees. And we are back for the race. 12 seconds we'll be going. Quite quick. Tier 3 don't mess around. Not sure if they want to do so. I'm really supposed to want to do that. But anyway. Grid's being tossed out. We are one driver short. Then we've had in sprint qualifying. There always seems to be somebody missing. I'm just waiting for them to load up ready for the formation lap. Just to think I haven't just got a bit tired from that commentary before. Gotta do another 36 laps of it, which is twice the distance. So wait for them to wind their Xboxes and TVs and whatever cars up. Oh, got to wait another 30 seconds now. Oh, lovely. Exactly what I see. Anyway, I think my mic was muted when I was doing the rundown after the race. So I do apologise for that. If it was. Sometimes I mute my mic on, there's like a button on my little, I've got a little mix amp, and sometimes I forget to turn it back off. Even though, because the mic down, the way it's on, but obviously I've got another button I can also mute it, which I forget that's on. A bit cloudy here, so the trees are definitely again scraped by some water vapour from the clouds. Proceed to lead them late, starting on the soft tyre. Let's get the tyres up. Maldi's starting on the softs, the daft cunt. And Imperial's are disqualified. Who else is at the back end? Andrada, obviously. Probably the two unsurprising people to do that. Not sure why Maldi's on the softs. I thought he was going to start on the mediums. Is he in AI mode or something? No. Driving very robotically. Anyway, yeah, Citas leads the way. P2, we've got Young, Chris, Coro, and Viper all on the mediums. Maldi's on the softs, which I thought he was going to start on the mediums just earlier, trying to reorganise the grid up. I thought he said he was going to start on the softs alongside Cargo. But nope. Minion also on the softs. Papadel's on the hards again. Why is Papadel's always on the hard tyres? Always on the hard tyre. I'm not sure why he does that. It's Mimo is now apparently now in the McLaren, not in the AlphaTauri. So that's brilliant. Wait, who was on the McLaren before then? Which means there's only a McLaren, which means he took someone else's car. Oh, Kazak's now in the Williams, and Mimo's now in the McLaren, and now the AlphaTauri is car free. Absolutely amazing. This is not going to be confusing. Yeah, it's 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. It's lights out and away. It's a very quick start. Oh, Vasile has a spot on this start. Young has had a great start. He's had to back out halfway down the straight. Car goes around the outside, but he's got to back out there. Cuts off as the Mercedes off the circuit. That's STB Maljit coming down into turn 3. It's very cloudy here. I don't know if it's going to rain or not. It could be cloudy or race for all I know. And it's all look at scrambling going at the back there with the Haas and the Red Bull and the Ferrari and the Aston Martin. They all crumble into turn 3 as they're all going. Oh, it's 3 wide and all go wide there. And that's Nick's good. And Andrade's got disqualified for. Oh, he's just ruined his own race by he doesn't even know what the accelerator pedal does. As we now got the Williams and the Alpine. Well, that could have been a Kimi Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel situation then. That could have been horribly wrong. That could have been Young on his mediums trying to make those tyres work. Cargo behind. Penalties need to be clean here if we want any chance to get a decent result. Cargo braking very early. As Chris will follow on. Maldi on the softs. Maldi needs to make moves if he wants any chance of getting a podium. As of right now, he's not, because he'll be on the harder tyre at the end of the race. There's a Krager up the inside of Young here. Gets the move done, and Young is on lost the position to Chris. And now Young is also under fire from STB Maldi. But also Maldi on the softs. Maldi might try and get an outbreak him. No DRS yet. It's only lap 2. Maldi will get around the outside as Young almost sweeps into the side of him. Now Maldi's got a better exit. Now he uses more overtake. And Young is using his overtake despite Maldi not using it at all. Still manages to stay ahead. Young is up the inside of Maldi. And he's just going around the outside and using those soft tyres to his advantage. And he's through to P5. Now, as I was saying, that's Mimo. He's out. So now I don't have to worry about the car confusion. He is out. His car is crashed out as a virtual safety car. Longlin's about 5 light years behind. It's only a virtual, not a full safety car. So if people do want to make a cheeky pit stop, which is not, if you do pit stop, you're stupid, because it's only like 2. Anyway, let's say it's got out as of right now. A big gap in the top 3. DRS will be enabled as soon as that virtual safety car ends. Obviously, I don't know when it ends. Not like I get a warning or anything saying that the safety car is going. Obviously, you don't want anyone exceeding that delta. But the thing is, because it's also close, they're having to judge their own gaps and not just the delta. So, it's quite a long safety car, so I've been a whole lap. There you go, a drive-through penalty for Archer. That's exactly what I was waiting for. Waiting for somebody to get that. Now, Cargo's sniffing the back of Chris's car there. Not sure why he's looking up the insides, because he's just going to bring his own line. Young has got Maldi, so Maldi has been having a sleep in this race. Oh, and Viper's outbroke himself. I'm not sure what his intentions were. Oh, and minions come past him. No, Viper's actually now lost a position. Maldi on those softs is just losing time as the race goes on. I think Maldi will have to pit quite early to try and get the undercut, around lap 13 maybe. The means will go to the end. And now for Tauri on William Mercedes are battling. It's really hampering them with the fight up top. Mazepin's still struggling down in P11, unable to make any moves. It's very close, it's all within about half a second of each other. Very close on P3. Oh! What's happened to Viper? What the hell was that? Did he lose on the curb? Because he almost looks like he lost it before he even got on the curb. That was a very strange spin. I haven't seen anything like that before. That's a very strange one. Almost caught himself. It's almost like he lost it one way and then he lost it the other way. Maldi's now dropping like flies. Maldi's really struggling. Down into P7. Maldi, I think, has made the wrong strategy call, and he's also a bit too slow. And there's a Ferrari. Alpha's now punting behind him. It's now Pirlo has crashed on the straight. Pirlo has crashed on a straight unless he retired. He has crashed on a straight. God knows how he's managed to do that, unless he decided to try and wipe somebody out, wipe himself out in the process. Not even a safety car, by the way. The safety car does not like this circuit. It has like a repel to come out. Oh, and the Mercedes car goes round. Oh, and Mini and Young's clash into him. Oh no! And I think somebody else got caught in it as well. I'm not sure. Was it just them two? It was just them two. But looks like Young got caught in that spin. And it was a silly spin. I think Maldi's into pits here. I think Maldi's expecting a safety car, but there's only a collision. There's no retirement. Unless Maldi has damage. Oh, Maldi did get caught in it. Maldi got damage from that spin. And Cargo Maldi, I believe, are in the same party. So Maldi's going to be really unhappy with that, and now Maldi has gone to the mediums, which it's a very long distance to go to get to the end. And Mercedes Pico is just about prepared for the Mercedes crew. I don't see why Mercedes can't just start checking the tyres off while the front wing's not being replaced yet. Maldi's still coming out of the pits, so that's unfortunate. I did see him lose the rear end, but oh, and also the barriers. That's Mannion, and that's going to be some rear wing damage, I believe. He got lucky for not to lose his rear tyre, and now Schuss is out. Now there's a safety car, and now people like Maldi and Cargo will get away with Young is onto the hards. As usual, Austria giving a lot of entertainment. He's testing into the pits. Is it going to be a set of mediums? Set of hards. Okay. He obviously thinks that the mediums will not get to the end. I think pushing it. I think the mediums. And it's set of mediums for Kazakh. Either forgot to change it to hard, or he thinks those mediums can go to the end. Mediums going to do about 21, 22 laps, I think. So you are pushing it here. You are really pushing it. Cargo's retired. Cargo's retired. Did you just bin it? Did he just bin it? Under the safety car? How did he manage that? And Minion's also retired as well. Plenty of retirements. There's about 4 retirements in about 2 laps. I don't know, I can't see it. But I think he might have just binned it again. I honestly don't know how you bin it there. I've only spun there like once. And it was only because I went wide onto the grass. But I never ever lose the rear end there just because the car just goes light on me. It never happens to me. I want to see if there's any time markings. I don't know, it's a bit very early where he hit the barriers if that was the case, but I don't know what happened to him. Now, guess who's leading the race? Mazepin, back to the usual. Very familiar place for Mazepin. So, the Russian now leads the race. Now Chris up into P2 and Randy, who haven't pitted, and Viper hasn't pitted yet. Viper's now behind the Citas, despite not pitted. And so is Matador and Papa Devils. Papadel was once all the marbles in the world. At least that makes Archer's for his drive-through. Why is Archer not pitted? Unless he just wants to stay on those softs and then pit for the mediums, which could be a shout, to be honest. I mean, you'll lose time, but then you'll get those tyres at the end, because these medium tyres, I'm not sure if they'll go that long. I'm not sure if they'll go almost 30 laps. It's just really pushing it. In terms of tyre life, they'll really struggle to get that far. I think they go about 23, 24 max, I'd say. Raf already say they could do about 20, 21, increase another 3 or 4 laps onto it, 24 laps. So I don't think they'll do that many laps. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they have to pit again. It would feel like in the last like 5 laps or something. Chris is going to try and read what Mazepin does. Mazepin's gone. He's got Chris napping here. Chris struggling, he's understeering, he's got front wing damage in that car, he's got cold tyres. And he certainly doesn't look like he's prepared that car very well for this restart. Oh, the understeers. He has got a penalty. Not going to help him with his race to victory. On those hard tyres, he's got fresher tyres, but harder compound. There's not a massive difference between these two compounds. As Masitas goes around the outside, but Randy will try and hold it, and Randy's pushing him off the track. Yeah, no, Vasisa gets onto the grass. Luckily, there's a gap behind him of Kazakh 1 second down. As Papadopoulos just is falling like flies. Those one hards not working very well. And the youngest trying to get past the Spanish driver. Now, Young got the inside. And now, Lomelin's the next person to try and go take Papadopoulos. So, let's see how it goes now. Oh, no, you don't want to do that, Papadopoulos. Don't want to take it up line. I haven't seen anyone use third gear for the last corner before. Definitely interesting gear to be in. Oh, it's definitely wise by the Spanish driver. That's Vasisas. Looking very close. So inside of Brandy. Brandy's not giving him room. And that's touched. And now Kazakh is now going to gain advantage of this. He's going to take Vasisas. And no Diaz. Still another lap to go before they get moved. Now Kazakh's looking to make a move on Brandy here. He's going to go inside. He is. Up the inside he goes. There's contact been given. McLaren's been spun round. The McLaren. And he's in the barriers. I'm not sure. Has he actually retired from the race? There's no way he actually... And there's another safety car. He actually lost his wheel. I'm surprised. It was a very slow contact. Did Randy not give Kazakh enough room? Or did Kazakh really give him enough contact? And then basically knocked into him, forced him to spin. We'll have to see an onboard there, but... it did look like Randy didn't give him enough space, but it was a long lunge. But I'm really surprised how he managed to lose the rear like that. And now some of these people, Young is going to get out those mediums because, well, on his hard, sorry, because he didn't want to be on them. He was trying to get out on mediums. The people on mediums will now want to change onto a different tyre because they want to do the medium to the end. A lot of front wing changes. Alpha, Matador, Matador's onto a set of softs, which will not go to the end. He will have to pit again. Even the mediums won't go that long, or struggle to go that long anyway. And then some people will stay out on the mediums, and hopefully this second safety car will stretch their tyre life a little bit longer. And it's only lap 11. It feels like it should be lap 20 right now. Marty did warn me about this. There's always going to be a lot of action, and there definitely is. But hopefully now, with only 12 cars left, she should definitely calm it down. And after all that being overtaken, Papadopoulos is back up with the P6 again. The guy just doesn't pit and just stays there. You see, the car's definitely tripping people over in terms of strategy. It's really giving people some brain aches here to know what to do. And Viper deciding to pit, but it will have to be a set of hard tyres because the softs won't go that long. Yeah, set of hard tyres. Is that the right way to go? I think long term, yes. If there's going to be another safety car, I think that's the correct choice because it at least gives him that pit stop. It gives him rid of the pit stop loss he will lose when he comes into the pits. I think that's the correct choice to do. It's just an unfortunate choice that he didn't want to have to do. But I think that had to be done there. Mattel goes on a set of mediums. He obviously thought about it. You know, unless he decided to go on a set of softs and then go into the mediums to shorten the wear he'll get from these tyres. I think 24. What? How many laps is that now? 24 laps. I think with that range now. The medium tyres can go to the end now. Obviously Viper didn't have that choice because he was on the hard tyre. So he was on the mediums. So I think Viper had no choice to go onto the hards. Matador did have a choice to go onto the mediums, being on our soft tyres. So because he was only on soft tyres for one lap, he has done the two tyre rule. And to use two different types of dry compounds for the race. I mean, you could have went on the intermediates if you wanted to, but it would do the same job. Now, will Mazepin try and catch Chris off again, or will he try and leave it a bit later? Oh, he's gone again. I don't think Chris is. I think Chris keeps getting surprised with them. And Chris always suffers with understeer on his restarts. He's not done very well. If I can read down his wheel, that is 70-something degrees on his front tyre. His tyres are more colder than in a fridge. Now it's cold all the place for Svitas trying to sniff a move on Kazak. Kazak's trying to sniff a move on Chris here. Kazak will have definitely warmer tyres than Chris. Chris is not going to give him any room. And back in that slick string, down into turn 4. Mazepin flies off the circuit, flies away. And now Chris Kazak is very feisty on the brakes. We just saw that against Brandy. Now up to P2. Chris down to P3. Vasitas on the harder tyre, but a bit fresher compared to Chris's medium tyres. But he does have a penalty. Not many penalties, obviously being in about 6 laps of safety car and a very long virtual with about a lap. So I've had about 7 laps of safety car conditions. So I only had about 6 laps of racing conditions so far. So tyre wear has been very low for what it normally would be. So whoever's started on the tyres that are still on now, they can still go a lot longer than they would have normally would have thought of. Chris back up the inside of, so obviously that's up inside of Chris. Chris struggling now. Maloney's looking to take a move here. Chris is obviously struggling. Using a lot of overtake. Maloney's trying to make a move on Chris here, but it's not going to work out. A little bit of contact there to avoid any damage. Don't forget, Chris and Mazepin still have the pit. People like Maldi, Vasitas and Kratak don't. Vasitas is hoping that these medium tyres go off before the end of the race, and Vasitas can pull those moves at the end on those more durable and more versatile, harder compound tyre. That's definitely not the line you want to take. Done by Chris. Oh, Maldi's on the curb, and you can't take that curb. I think Maldi's going to be fuming there. Oh, and that's dangerous. A lot of cars going through there. And Maldi bottle it. You can't touch that curb. You cannot use it. It's just an auto spin curb. The camber of the curb completely screws over the car, and that's Maldi down into P12 when he's had to rework a lot again. There's still plenty of time for another safety car. We've still got over half a race to go. Now for Maldi, it's all about damage limitation from now on. He's definitely going to get 2 positions at least, Matador and Papadevils. Just realised that there's no sound today. Kazak, obviously on those much fresher medium tyres, is caught back up to the back of Mazepin here. Currently a Russian 1-2. All I've seen Archer do today is pretty sure all I've seen is something about him getting a penalty. Maldi's made a move on Papadevils, easy move there. Maldi's a lot quicker than Papadevils, and Papadevils is on 6 older hard tyres. I won't be surprised, man, if Papadevils got a warning for that. Oh, there's a car round! It's Viper. Viper's round, I'm not sure if there's contact with anyone or not. Alpha's up the inside of Young here. Very hesitant trying to get the car to slow down, but it's got a better exit than Young. Both got DRS, but Young Alpha's got more DRS to play with. He's over the inside line and he's got the move done up at the P6 for the Ferrari driver. And Maldi is making a move on Matador here, and Maldi was no prisoners. Matador did say he would just do whatever he can. Matador's trying to make a move here, and no, Maldi's not having anything of it. And there's more of a virtual safety car. I think Maldi would be hoping for a full safety car. But it's definitely get a chance for people to pit, but I think it might be awkward for something like Mazepin. Chris had to backed out last second. It was dipping to the pits and thought about it and thought you might just stay out and go onto the softs. If you pit in now, we had to go. He had to go onto a set of hards because the softs can't go that far. Not from what I know anyway. The softs going to do about 16, 17 laps. Now we've still got 19, 20 laps to go. And then Pavel's is now into the pits. He can pit for set of mediums very easily now. And he has damage, so that's another reason why he's coming to the pits. So we have a lot more grip compared to what he had before. Now, Mazepin continues to lead the way. Shows no interest in pitting as of right now. He says follows behind, but he does have a penalty. Like I say, we've had 17 laps now, and about 9 laps of them not being under the safety car conditions. We've gone again. Maldi's next fight is going to be with Lomlin when he does catch up. Alpha trying to catch us at the back of Archer, and we've got Kozak, got DRS on Mazepin. Even with a virtual safety car, Chris still has no DRS. Oh! And Fasitas is round, he spun it at the last corner. Those hard tyres not working well for him. And now Lomlin will get past. Maldi is too far behind to get that move done, to get past him. Papadopoulos gets a penalty. Obviously not used to those more grippy medium tyres. He's been doing too many laps on those hards. He doesn't need to watch out his tyres, that's still a bit warm after that spin, but he will get. I mean, we've done that behind the Lomlin, lost in the rear end there. Still see his rear tyres, still struggling for grip. William Young gets a penalty, that can be proved crucial for his race. With his fight against Alpha. Citas obviously can brake a lot later than Lomlin does. DRS for Citas, easy move. Any questions asked? Archer getting back to the lack of Alpha, Young following on. Young definitely seems to like that slowing fast out, which I approve. Chris and Mazepin have got a pit yet, but don't forget, when they get onto those soft tyres, they're going to be so quick. So quick. Kozak's setting fast laps ahead. He's actually ahead of Mazepin here. He's obviously used that DRS, which has allowed him to get the fastest lap. Vasitas is just beating that on a set of 12 lap hards. Interesting. Really interesting. Now there's a bit of a fight here going on with Alpha, Archer, Young, and Fasitas then, as he nearly leaves the rear end again. Now Alpha's trying to make a move on Chris. But, and Archer's trying to go with Alpha, but it's a bit of an unorthodox move to do. But he has got the moves because he's got the traction. Both on the same tyres, same age, same compound. So no tyre advantages there for this battle. Only Chris is struggling with 90 lap old tyres. If we can keep pitting in probably this or next lap. I would say pit this lap, to be honest, which he is. Now he is into the pits. He goes 20 laps on those mediums. And Fasitas gets another penalty. Fasitas might be quick, but he's going a bit too quick. And Kozak's just got a penalty, and that's not going to help him in his fight against. And Mazepin, I think, it's just backed out unless there was contact there. Now Mazepin looking to move, but I think Mazepin will be pissing in this lap. Kralak will be trying to get those tyres at the end. They've had plenty of safety cars to stretch these tyres out. Mazepin's not pitting because of the amount of safety cars we've had. I think Mazepin is happy to keep going while these mediums still have an extra bit of life after all those safety car laps we've had. It's got a bit of a gap to Chris, so Mazepin can just hook onto the back of Kralak for now. But we might want to use some ERS up when he does come to the box. Alpha has got, I was going to say got ahead of Archer, but I forgot that Chris was pitted. But Chris is now on a fresh set of softs and is going to be rapid towards the end of the race. Maldi's finally caught up the back of Lomlin as Matador's fighting with Viper. As Mazepin gets past Kralak, Maldi's a bit far behind to make a move. Oh, Archer and Alpha going side by side. Archer has DRS, which will mean he will breeze past. Young has also got DRS here. And also, if I can move to get an Alpha here, even Young is up the inside of the Ferrari driver up into T4, and he's got the move done. And Alpha's lost 2 positions into corners. Very easy to happen when you've got no DRS down those straights. And I'm getting a bit low on fuel myself. A bit low on the glass in my drink. And the whole glass of many liquids today to try and help me through this race. And even now, I'm struggling a little bit. Chris gets another penalty, even though hurting me even more, trying to fight for any chance of a decent result. Kralak now behind Mazepin. Taking different lines there. Kralak's being put off by a line there. Mazepin has a bit of a moment on exit. I'll take. He's going to use all his overtaking ERS to get past. Look, he's some breeze past. No competition needed. But he's going to outbrake himself here. And Mazepin's going to get a better exit. No, he's going to struggle himself. He took a really tight line for some weird reason. Only hurt himself. And now Mazepin, Kralak's got fresher tyres, but Mazepin's not letting them get in ahead, not using that as a psychological advantage. Then again, Mazepin doesn't know that. Now, I'm surprised Mazepin pits this lap. Yep, in the pits he goes. Oh, a little bit of a moment there. In the pits, he will pit onto a set of softs to go to the end. Very late pit stop, I would say. You would think you go on those soft tyres as early as possible. But talk about Mazepin here. He's one of the quickest drivers here. He is last season's champion. Alpha's got no penalties so far, and this could give a chance for him to get a tasty P2 here if he can keep it clean. Exactly what I mean by penalties. If you don't get any penalties, it just makes the result so much better and so much easier to get. You don't even have to overtake anyone to get those positions. You just need to stay with them, which he seems to be struggling to do. We're all on the same age tyres here. He's top the second to 5th place. Sorry, second to 4th place. Because he's just hovering behind on the more worn set of hards, but he's hoping those mediums start to go off because there's still 12 laps to go. And these guys are going to be doing 24 laps in these mediums, which is a bit of a stretch. And those hards are going to slowly come into play as it gets on, go on. Kralak's definitely going to have to do some. Oh, he's just gone straight on at turn 1. That's not even an attempt of doing the corner. If you didn't get a warning for that, now it's just disgusting if you didn't get a warning. In fact, okay, so wait for him to get his end of his lap, because if he doesn't have a warning for that, I think I might throw up. And Vasitas is now already in the back of his battle, despite being on the hard tyres. He's obviously got pace. I love how when he brakes and turns in, the car just goes, no, I'm just going to do a 4-wheel drift. Okay, he's struggling to the entry. This corner, this car slides on entry. maybe running very low off diff makes the car very unpredictable under rotation. But every time Alpha's in the pits, Alpha doesn't think these tyres can go to the end. Is this the right choice? I don't think so. I think these mediums can go to the end. He just needs to trust it, and he obviously just can't trust it. This promotes Maldi and Mazepin up into P5 and P6. But Mazepin's getting corner cutters galore. Maldi's keeping it clean. He's trying to use these fresh. If Maldi wants to get these positions, he needs to keep these penalties short. But Maldi is on the most worn tyres out of everyone now. On those medium tyres. His tyres are very old compared to everyone else's now. No, it's Maldi. I'm not going to try and fight this, but even if Maldi doesn't want to let Mazepin through, I don't think Maldi's really wants to fight this, but Mazepin's going to have so much more grip. And it's just, even how much far Maldi wants to fight him, it's not going to work out, unfortunately. He's going to try and go around the outside here, but Mazepin's got so much more grip. He's going to be about 2 seconds of that faster. Those soft tyres have got so much more grip. Look at him, he's gone. Yeah, that's it, it's gone. As a Williams on the streak in the circuit, that's Kruzak, and Kruzak was leading the race. And he's lost it himself, and that promotes Archer into P1, and now the Russians are bottling, and he's got front wing damage. He's lost it himself. Unfortunate, but it's his own mistake. I'm going to put him down to last place. It's just an unnecessary mistake. Don't see that many times. Don't see that in Tier 1, Tier 2. Tier 3, I've seen people making silly mistakes here. Especially in corners, you wouldn't normally do that. Now we've got a three-way fight for the lead here. Archer holding on for now. We've got Fasita's trying to go around outside. He's done a beautiful move around the outside, despite being on the hard tyres. These hard tyres are definitely seem to be working for him right now. Look how much more confidence he has. Oh, and you get a bit on judgment as he gets a good exit, but you had to avoid him. But don't want to make a move now. He's really trying to force Archer into a stake. I mean, he's watch out, taking different lines here. If Koak catch out Young. Maldi's in the pits. Did not think that these tyres can go to the end. I think he's on the oldest tyres out of everyone. Young, I think, just about make it to the end, but Maldi, I think, was just pushing it, but a few laps too far onto the soft tyres. He'll drop to about but around Lomelin sort of position. It depends where he's coming up on Lomelin. He should just come out ahead of Lomelin. Yeah, he'll come out ahead of Lomelin. But everyone else ahead of him, apart from Matador, so looks like Maldi might have to commit to P8 here. I think that's all he's going to get, to be honest. Oh, Vasitas! Oh, dearie me, as Mazepin's already on the back of these guys. It should be an easy overtake for Mazepin. Mazepin's literally pushing his way through here. Oh, he's going to use the grass. He's going to go around the outside. He's going for an ambitious move around the outside. And the Alpine's trying to fight back it, and he's going to have to back out. Mazepin runs wide like 3 times. But he's both got DRS, and Young is now out of this fight. For now, anyway. And Young has gone wide. He's going to take an external line, I should say. Very late braking by Younger, but it's not going to hurt him a lot on his exit. So Young needs to keep him in DRS here. Currently Red Bull 1-2, but I'm sure it's not going to stay out for long. That's been missing a lot of apexes here. Red Bull's having some D rates, struggling in his DRS management. Then we've done, and Mazepin will get DRS as well. And that's when we'll get DRS up into turn 4 as well. So, yeah. But that's been up into P2. As Viper gets past Chris. Having a fight here, despite being on 17 lap old hard, he's still trying to fight people on much fresher soft tyres. But Alpha's even fresher soft tyres. Definitely have a Maldi. It's Maldi trying to go past Matador. And oh my, both off the track here. What's going on here? Can't be having this. Dirty driving. And then Viper's had to submit to Chris on those softer tyres. Alpha should get past Viper very easily here. 17 lap old hards versus 33 lap old softs. It's about a 3-second difference here. Okay, maybe that 3 seconds is quite a short track, maybe about 2.5. Mazepin is getting very close to the back of Fasitas here. Looks like the move will be done way before turn 3. There you go. Through he goes. Both on the grass there, trying to fight for slipstream. Mazepin is able to use a lot of that braking, takes all the curb he can. He's gone, that's it. Look at the grip he has on that next corner. He loses gains like 2/10 just on the exit alone. Maldi gets the penalty. That's going to stop any chance for him getting any sort of decent result now. Viper's still fighting these guys despite being on much slower tyres. Fair enough for him. He's using that DRS, he's keeping it clean, which he hasn't been able to for most of the race. Alpha's looking to move. He's got those fresher softs. He's got even more fresher softs compared to Chris. Chris has been on the tyres for a little while now. Alpha's got a lot of fresh tyres and he's got around the outside. The amount more grip he has. Just don't spin it though. But don't think Alpha hasn't got a penalty yet, so he's definitely going to gain a position on Chris here. But the only thing is, they're a bit far behind Young and Archer, and there's only 4 laps to go. So does not even move. Chris just lost about 6/10 in that 2 corners. And as yellow flags, it's Alpha Tower, it's Alpha Romero, and that's Papa Devils. And he's getting lapped by Fasitas and Mazepin. Yeah, this is where Fasitas' tyres has got the advantage over Archer and Young's. Now we're going to that sort of more higher wear end of the scale now for these medium runners. Chris is fighting with Alpha's DRS open around the outside, outbraked him, but Alpha's going to have the inside line, but Chris is going to have the outside line, get better traction, but now alongside he's got the inside line for this corner here. It's turn number 6, I believe. And 3 goes. Chris always seems to run low on ERS. You see, that's just going to look to try and hook onto like a Mazepin here. Mazepin's got multiple penalties, I believe. Not if Fasitas keeps making lines like that. Fasitas will use the DRS to try and catch back up to Mazepin here. Yeah, Viper still pricing with these soft runners. Surprised how well he's holding on here. Alpha's actually lost all these positions. I don't know when that happened. That in fact, it's like DRS. What's going on here? Maldi's really caught at the back of these guys. These guys are losing a lot of time. Maldi was like, I swear Maldi was like 8 seconds behind at one stage. He's caught these guys at a rate of knots, fighting a lot. It's lost them a lot of time. And it's given Maldi a chance to fight these guys. He just needs to get behind Alpha. And then here we go for now. Oh, you don't be doing that, Maldi. What the hell? That's not a line you want to take. Got a lot of gravel on his tyres. He'll lose that. Just going to the second to last corner. Not the greatest line to take, Maldi. Not the greatest line to take. I hope Maldi's got less penalties than Chris and Viper, but could take into account so far. Chris is a bit more further ahead of the field. Alpha's got DRS on. There's yellow flags. And that's Young is round. Young is round. He's going to have hot tyres. Chris is going to be on the back of him in a bit. Viper is still trying to fight with Chris here. Maldi is closing in, but he might just be 2 laps too late. Unfortunately. Vasitas is keeping within DRS of Mazepin. Yes, his hard tyres are a lot more worn, but his soft tyres are wearing out a lot quicker than his hards. So every single lap, Mazepin is losing pace advantage over Vasitas. But his soft tyres should still be 2 seconds a lap faster, if you think about it. Man, he's certainly catching up to the back of the now. You have DRS, there's a lot of fight going on here. There's lots of collisions, there's Alfa Romeo off the circuit, that's an Alpine, that's Young is now into this battle. It's a 4-way fight, 5-way fight for the podium positions here. And now Ayonga thinks he's got damage, he's taken all the braking markers out. It's unfortunate for him. It's this race over. He's lost all the positions now, he's got damage. And the Mali's up to P6. Now he's in a fight with Viper and Chris here. Maldi's also getting outside of Chris. He's got a lot fresher tyres compared to these guys. Oh, and it's almost a me and Eke going down the straight. They're both almost steering into the barriers. Now Maldi's looking to get Chris, but I think Maldi's going to take any prisoners. Chris has almost got into the back of Viper here, and Maldi's got the move down to P5. Maldi's certainly taking advantage of this, and he's, well, I say loving it, but he's definitely loving this exact moment in time, but I don't think he'll love it in terms of the whole race as a whole. Maldi's definitely loving this part of the race right now, taking advantage of it. It is now the last lap of the race, coming into the start of this lap. And Maldi, he can take all the time in the world. Viper's got another penalty, so yeah. I think Archer's too far ahead, even with penalties, for anyone like Viper or Maldi or Alpha. But the thing is, Maldi's still going to lose a position to Alphas right now, so Maldi's still going to lose a position here. Viper's got plenty of ERS to play with here. Viper's going to use all that ERS he has. Maldi's got the DRS though. Maldi's got the inside. He's got more better grip compared to Viper, and Viper has to foresee the position there. And now Maldi will have a clean last 2 sectors here. Try and pull away as much time. A lot of penalties happen at the end. And Mazepin wins the Austrian Grand Prix with Vasitas just behind him. Archer will come into P3. Decent result for him, despite having a drive-through. He would be happy with that. Maldi will come into P4, but I think he will lose the position to Alphas. As Alphas gets a penalty miraculously. No mouse, Alphas keeps it clean. Alpha will get P4. There we go. Maldi will get P5. Chris P6. Viper P7 in the end. Too many penalties on his end, and with his hard tyres. Young P9 with that damage. Sorry, P8, sorry. Lonely will come in a lonely P8. Actually, still beats Young because of that damage and because of the penalties. Matador will be P10. Krizak, with that his personal stake, he's going for the fastest lap here. His fastest lap is about 3/10 slower than mine, but yeah. But there'll be P11 for him, so the fastest lap will, I think he finished T10 actually, so he will get 2 points. Driver of the day is Mazepin. Don't give it to him. I'll agree, because he held it off nicely. Decided not to pit. He decided not to pit under the safety cars, and it ended up being the best choice because it just in terms of the tyres, it just saved him to go onto the hards, and he could breeze past everyone towards the end. So Mazepin wins the Austrian Grand Prix for his one. I don't even know. This is probably like what 8 races through now. I think it's like his 3rd or 4th victory. Yeah, it's because I get a penalty in, penalty the fast lap, but he is P11, so he won't get any points for it. But there you go. Mazepin wins the Austrian Grand Prix here after a grueling race here. My voice is definitely gone, that's for sure. Vasitas will be P2, Archer P3 in the end. A lot of penalties, but he had the gap to stay ahead of Alphas. Alphas P4 with no penalties, he'd be very happy with that in the end. It's gaining 4 places just because of penalties. It's all it is the penalties. Maldi P5, Chris P6, Vipers P7, Longman P8. Young, unfortunately, with damage at the end. Down in P9, could easily had P4, P3. Matador P10. Krizak P11. Papadol's P12. And your non-finishers were Randy, Minion, Cargo, Chus, Spiralol, and yeah, that's all I saw. So there are your finishing results for the race, and I'm not sure I'm gonna have any interviews here, and it's very late on, so I think we'll cut it short. So we'll end it there. I don't really want to start doing this. It's very late on. It's 20 to 10 year. So we will end it off there. Won't be any interviews. I don't think many people are learning English. I think Maspin doesn't really know much English either. Doesn't really join the parties very often either. Anyway, and I'm not sure about Archer and Citas. So we'll end it there. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget there is no race next week. We have a break week. It's nothing to do with Easter or anything like that. But it's just the way, because it is half of the season. We've got 8 races through, half 16. But after the break week, we will be going to, I think it's France, unfortunately. Personally, I don't really like France very often. I don't like the last sector. Just triple check. If it is France. I think it is France. Or was it Britain? I want to wind this up. Yeah, their race next week, and it is going to be France. Yep, it is France for next race, but it's going to be in 2 weeks' time. So, thank you very much for watching, and come back for us in 2 weeks' time for the French Grand Prix at the Circuit Paul Ricard.